I don't know about you, I tend to color code my calendar, like each color on the event. And so let's just say for that person who's listening, they dedicate the color orange to time with friends. There's got to be some orange on the calendar every week. And if there's no orange on the calendar, they're going to get dry. There's always going to feel something that's more pressing than that time. But just like you do with your wife, just like you do with your kids, like a slice of that needs to be in there on a regular basis. And you just ask, like, what is it that I would be doing that would help me cultivate friendships? That's going to help me figure out, like, for the average pastor, I don't know that pickleball is necessarily going to be their thing, that it may be, but at least for me, if I go up and I meet a stranger, they're like, what do you do? Which is what people ask. And I go, I'm a pastor. That can be its own impediment. So, where do you know people? Who would you reach out to? What would you be doing? Where does that fit on your calendar? Carve that time out.
So let's talk about what happens when a person who isn't putting the orange on their calendar, they're not looking for times of friendship. What are some warning signs that suggest a pastor is becoming dangerously isolated?
Yeah. I tell you, one of my telltale things that I can pay attention to is how mindless time impacts my attitude.